quite high expectations of him actually. I think the industry now is at a stage where it needs to have some quite honest conversations. Hi Maarten, lovely to meet you. I'm Louise. We've got some tricky subjects to talk about. I think he'll be up for talking about those really candidly because it's an important part of the story that needs to be told. Do you think that people really understand energy, and should we be worried?
I think we should be worried because the future of the energy system is tied very deeply to the future of our economy, of our world and our health. Part of it is about education, is about trying to make it simple and communicate in ways that don't require a PhD in physics or chemical engineering, and that try to bring the key choices down to choices that everybody can talk about and discuss.
I'm interested in behaviour change. I've spent, like you, a long time working in and around energy. It's really hard to get people excited about the subject. You've got the informed few,
yeah.
But actually the masses that we really need to step up and help us on this journey aren't as engaged. So how do we change behaviours?
Climate change is not really in your face for people. And so it's hard to create that awareness. It's a bit like the tiger rather than the lion. You know, if you walk on the steps and the lion's in front of you and, you know, you're going to take action. But the tiger's somewhere in the woods. You don't quite know where he is. He might be far away. Maybe you don't need to worry about him. And chances are you'll never meet him. But as with all things, pricing signals helps. If emitting carbon becomes expensive, then people will start to find ways around it. Will change the way they produce things, will change the way they consume things. And the only way to get there, I'm convinced, is by putting a strong price, a high price on carbon. I am optimistic that when we do that, we will get innovations, entrepreneurs, we'll get a lot of people chasing low carbon or no carbon solutions and innovations to decarbonize our lives, and then it will happen.
People will say to me, so if we need energy to give us power, heat, mobility, to move us around, do we need oil and gas to do that?
People see the cost of renewables coming down and thinking, well, solar and wind are clean, why don't we rely on that? And we should. However, solar and wind don't produce electricity all the time, so they need a friend to partner with them. Natural gas can address every source of energy demand, whether it's electricity, mobility, heating, cooling, industry, planes. Renewables can't do it alone. Renewables plus natural gas can do almost anything we need.
There's methane as well. What's Shell doing about that as a company?
Methane is actually quite a strong greenhouse gas. And so if instead of burning it in the power plant or using it to heat our home, we actually leak it into the atmosphere, then we make the problem bigger rather than smaller. We can build gas plants and pipelines and connections that keep all the gas in the pipe. The important thing for the industry to do is to make sure that that practice is applied everywhere. That we help governments regulate their gas industries in the right way, and that we work with all our industry partners, including NOCs, national oil companies, to make sure that also their distribution systems are tight, that we don't lose the product, that we actually use the product.
Taking all that into account, wouldn't I expect Shell to say to me, well, oil and gas is important because you are an oil and gas company, no?
Well, I can't talk to your expectations, but clearly we are very good at producing oil and gas and marketing it to people, and it is a very important source of energy to the world and is an important source of well-being to the world. But that portfolio will have to change over time, and so we'll be adding biofuels, hydrogen, clean power and other products to the mix of products that we sell to our customers in order to be part of the energy transition. But at the same time, we know that we will need gas particularly, but oil also for quite some time to come.
Isn't there a bit of a challenge for a company like Shell that's had a heritage in the oil and gas industry with boom and bust cycles, that it can be seen as a yesterday's industry in the terms of attracting young talent and tomorrow's leaders in terms of the energy business that you want to become?
The gas industry and the oil industry are here to stay for quite a long time. And nobody, the company or the people interested in working in it, need to apologize for being in those industries. They drive wealth and health and well-being for billions of people around the planet. And as a company, we need to change with the energy system. And we need to get more involved in low carbon and no carbon solutions in order to help countries fulfill their Paris commitments and in order to help decarbonize the energy system. We need to do both.
Maarten, thank you ever so much.
Thank you. And thank you so much for coming out.